everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor... What? What?
Where are the guard dogs? Really necessary.
I'm surprised you got out of those knots so quickly. I'm getting a little rusty, sorry. You want to take a seat?
Maybe.
How long has he been there?
Probably the entire time.
The entire time.
Justice, if you need help, blink twice.
What?
DenakeHeener.com.
Blink twice and you're okay.
So, yes, we are coming back from Gen Con. For all you audiocast listeners, I will describe what has just been done. We were waiting with an empty scene on our layout for RJ to show up, and then luck would have it, he appeared. But it seems like he had been left tied, but managed to escape like some sort of modern-day Houdini. So, hello everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Taking Strahd Seriously, Part 16. As you may see, I lost my glasses at Gen Con, so I am going to be looking like this. More Kefris-like, I suppose, throughout this entire session and possibly into the near sometime. I don't know. I will get glasses soon. But today is August 6th, 2019, and you are loved. And I believe that is a very important thing to remember. Other important things to remember are we do this show Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as Saturdays at 11 a.m. I have familial obligations this weekend, so there will not be a stream on this coming Saturday, but look forward to shows because we try and do this at least 4 days a week. Other than that, if this is your first time checking in or you are interested in possibly checking out a backlog, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check out all of our previous VODs. But if you are more of an audiocast person, would prefer to download us right into your pocket and take us with you wherever you go, you can either go to indooradventures.podbean.com or, because anchor.fm is incredible, in most places you can find us at Indoor Adventures and your audiocast listening places. So if you like what we do, consider leaving a review so that way we can get higher up in our algorithm. Other things, we have a merch store. So if you go to bit.ly/adventuremerch, you can find yourself either with a mug, a poster, a t-shirt, a crop top, like I represented last weekend. So if you were curious what the crop top looks like, you can check out my Twitter, and there are many pictures of it, which was fun. We got tons of stuff, so I would suggest going to bit.ly/adventuremerch to possibly pick yourself up something nice. They're playing with the layout, and they're being goofballs. So with that being said, hey, RJ, who you playing tonight? Hey, buddy.
Oh, RJ, I thought you said Danae.
Hey, sorry, we're listening to you guys on speakers. So, hey, I'm RJ, and I'm playing Bartholomew, the ranger human blood hunter. I don't know why I did that.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Silme Malrezka, the half-elf wizard.
This is terrible. I hate everything.
My name is the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be playing Kefris Malrezka, the mongrel folk barbarian. And Barry, who are you playing this evening?
I'm playing everyone's favorite 10-year-old Leo, the Shadow Sorcerer.
And Danae.
I don't know what else you want.
And I'm Wings, and I'm going to be your spooky dungeon master for tonight. Let's get started with the recap. Speedy, Silme, and Maybell met Rictavio in the woods, who revealed himself as a world-renowned vampire hunter and berated them for their efforts to gather the artifacts to defeat Strahd. Silme argued with him against putting down Sasha the Sabretooth, who escaped unexpectedly with the help of a mysterious werewolf. Meanwhile, up in the Abbey, Kefris, Stetchen, and Irina helped out with some chores and learned about the morally questionable work of the abbot. After the group reunited, the abbot drew out the evil spirit of Morgantha, attached herself to Kefris at death, and was torturing him with nightmares. The group dispatched her, freeing him from her influence. Back in town, Rictavio reunited with his student Station and asked him to accompany him whilst hunting down Sasha. Kefris expressed discomfort at leaving Irina with the abbot. However, this concern was eclipsed by the unexpected arrival of a letter from Strahd, bidding the Malrezka siblings come to Kitich. Now, I know I had you read that letter out loud last session, but was Silme actually reading the letter out loud?
No. Yeah, she probably read that. What were we a group? What was the situation as far as like were we all together or were we in an open place?
I want to say that Silme and Kefris were there for sure. Bartholomew could have been there. He would have liked. Irina was definitely there because she was the one holding the letter and handed it to you.
Yeah, we returned to the Burgomaster's mansion after dealing with all that jazz.
Yeah, I feel like Silme would have read it, eyes went wide, and then like closed the letter, looked at Irina, looked at Kefris. It's a letter from Leo.
Oh,
deception check.
How's that little scamp doing?
He wants us to go there.
Ooh, thank you, new dice.
You've been worried.
Deception. 10.
16 on an insight.
I'm lying. You've seen me do this a lot.
Fine.
You come over.
Oh, Leo, I think I remember him. We went to dinner with him that one time?
Yes, the child. The child. Are we leaving today?
Kefris will like squint his eyes at you, and he'll just say, "Now, sister, I would like to remind you the importance."
Kefris.
That is my name. You are correct.
I do have something I wish to speak with you about. Not right now.
All right. Well, seeing as how you look like there's a little bit of something, that you're holding back, and you expressed such a stance on honesty. I think that it would be really important for all of us.
All right, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Should we leave?
No, it's yes, please. If you don't mind, if you and Irina would step over there, that would be much better because I would like to discuss something with you, Kefris, but it's not something I want to discuss with everyone, Kefris.
I just want to point out that if we step over there, we can still hear you because you two are very loud. So we'll go outside.
We'll do our best at a stage whisper.
I will hand over the note to my brother.
Bartholomew is going to put his ear up to the door to listen.
Give me a perception check then.
I have to use my phone.
So yes, Bartholomew and Irina will head outside and then both immediately just like ears to the door.
21.
That's
Thank
pretty
you for
good.
drooling on my foot, Rocco. You just walked over and drooled on my foot.
Irina rolled a 3 on the die, so she will not be hearing any of this. God damn it.
I just sent you via Discord the letter, my brother.
All right. Well,
I hand off the letter to Kefris. How's our volume, by the way? Am I yelling?
no, you guys are fine.
Good, because I'm yelling.
All right. Well, I believe.
No, Rocco, I can't. Rocco.
I believe this is very bad.
Yes!
I realize now what you were trying to do.
Yes!
How much do you want to bet that Speedy's trying to listen in right now?
He knocks twice on the door.
Damn it!
What are you knocking for?
They are talking about me, and I want them to know that I am here.
You're a very good
like this
friend,
defeats
Speedy.
I feel
What?
like this defeats all of the purpose.
Now,
What do we do about this, Kefris?
1, we talk very quietly. 2, we don't go. Fuck. All right. So, what is the one place that we know is safe?
The church?
The church in Vallaki.
Yes.
As much as I don't want to go to dinner with, well, the one formerly known as the devil, Ismark is very important.
What'd you say?
I said Ismark is very important.
I thought you said the plot is very important.
Well, that too. But I'm not one to make black dragonborns bleed from their nose. Let's be real
I
here.
understand. All right.
Now, what I think we should do, bring Irina to that church.
Right.
If something is wrong in Vallaki, which there probably is, we don't know what the situation with Izek is.
Right.
So we either try and make a day trip to Vallaki, and then if things end up being incredibly sour, then we just come back here to Kresk and then kind of regroup, figure out what we're going to do.
Right, but Ismark is at the castle.
Ismark is at the castle, which is why I'm saying we can't go forward without at least thinking about what we're doing.
All
If
right.
we just rush headlong in, bringing Irina with us, then we're just hand-delivering her to...
Oh, yes, absolutely. She should not be with us.
But we can't leave her here because I honestly do not trust that abbot.
I agree.
Do you want to go into a different room?
It's fine. We're almost done with this conversation. So we need to go back to Vallaki, is what we're saying.
Go back to Vallaki, see what the situation is. Possibly leave Irina here for the day.
Leave Irina here.
Bring her with us, then. We'll need to disguise
Well,
her.
I think that should be up to her.
I think that, again, we should figure out what happened to Izek. Because he's
And
what's making
Leo.
that town... Leo is a strong, independent little boy. He
is a little boy, brother.
Let me finish, sister, please. Izek is the one that we need to worry about because Leo, while small and also a little boy, Izek is the town guard. If the Burgomaster's dead and he's the only heir left, then the heir to the entire city has a room full of dolls that look like her. But say that he was involved in the murder somehow and has been arrested, and due to being Vallaki the way that it is, maybe he's dead, then we can safely bring Irina in.
What the letter says that Ismark is at the castle with
Izek, the guard captain, not Ismark. Ismark is our good boy. He was rather handsome, a dashing fellow, Irina's older brother, the Burgomaster of Barovia. He's the one who got taken.
They're all the same names. It's confusing.
Did you think that I was worried about Izek?
Yes!
The one who, scarred... What the fuck is... No!
Worried about him like he was a problem, not like he was like...
I
you
am
were worried about him.
I am worried about Izek as a problem. Because again, he has a room full of dolls that look like the person we're trying to escort, and we can't very well just leave her there throughout the day without a disguise of some sort otherwise. Would you be interested in, a haircut?
Yeah, no, Speedy, just tells Irina to stay here really quick. He opens the door, shuts it, and walks over. Okay, I'm listening anyway.
Hey, guess what? Now she's alone. Speedy, please.
For one, I would like to go back just to check on my family and take care of things, so we can chat about it in the carriage ride.
All right.
I think that's fair. I think that...
Goodbye.
I think that Irina should stay here. This place is safe, yes?
I'm not so sure that it is.
All right,
After
then we take
speaking
her
with the
us.
abbot, after helping out at the abbey, help is a
What was
very...
wrong with the abbey?
He's filled it with over 50 smaller, less stable creatures like myself. Those that the land has chosen to suffer. There was a man with a claw hand. There's another that had facial features similar to a donkey. There was an absolutely heart-wrenching case of a young woman who had bat-like arms and spider mandibles for her mouth.
Oh, so this is a common ailment here.
Apparently. For some. But not exactly an ailment, I would say. The real ailment is their mental state. You were right. And I'll say it as many times as I have to about the abbot. When he brings people back, there is a great, great chance that something is going to be wrong with them. Those who call themselves the Belleviews up along the tower, one out of the over 50 that we treated and helped, only one was vaguely reasonable. The others were
Roll me an
monsters.
insight check.
An insight check?
Yeah. Well, Kefris an insight check. Retroactively.
19.
That guy was crazy too.
Oh, like I said, he had the vaguest semblance. They were all nuts.
Oh.
And the
Well,
way they came back is that after they had died, he made them that way. The abbot is making these creatures. They are like me, but I am, as far as I am aware, all natural, I would suppose. But the creatures up there, there is a woman who's very tall, very strong, that he is saying that, well, the creatures say that he is trying to build his perfect woman. And the reason I don't want Irina here is because his perfect woman, so far, has very similar colored hair.
All right. So she comes with us. Do we have to Did you leave?
You left, yeah.
Do we have to pass the tower again?
Probably. I mean, we passed it along the way. It would be a short
It
stop.
is surrounded by werewolves.
If I could convince the abbot to make me feel less frail before we left, then we might be able to stand at least some portion of a chance.
Why do you feel frail?
Dude, the large ghost monster that was literally siphoning away my vitality. We fought her outside of the church not even 4 hours ago.
Well, I didn't know that would be permanent. All right. Well, perhaps there's something I can do. In the meantime, how damaged are you?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 70, 70 being the highest, after several days of what was going on, it felt like only, a 51 would be my highest.
You are using such an odd scale. I don't understand.
Look, clerics of Ilmater would understand.
Well, I'm not a cleric of Ilmater, and I don't have any... You know what? No, it's fine. All right. If you wish to speak to the abbot again, please do it quickly, because I would love to get a move on. I will speak with Irina and Speedy about going to Vallaki.
All right. Then everyone pack their things.
Do you need assistance up at the abbey?
I don't believe that I'll need it, to be fair. We've done a boon for him, and he's helped us out. And other than the whole making small individual people, well, he has been helpful. And at this point, unless he gives me a crab claw as well, it might be an improvement.
I don't know why you would give our DM ideas like that, but... We'll meet back here in a couple of hours.
Oh, it shouldn't. If I don't return in 3 hours with news, good or bad, you bust down the doors of those churches, throw up that dragon scale, and you light that place on fire.
All right. If that, all right. Okay.
I love you, sister.
Why are you saying it like you're going to be gone for a long time? Don't say that.
3 hours tops. Promise.
I love you too, brother.
And then Kefris will make sure, like, he'll just be pulling a little bit on his cords, have his maul on his back, and then he's going to make his way to the Abbey again.
So, how's it going? It's Irina, as they're standing outside the door.
It is going as well as can be expected, I suppose. Evidently, the abbot is a creep. So that's fun.
Yeah. I really feel like nowhere is safe these days, even inside these walls. Oh, did you guys tell Speedy what was going on, or this is just fresh? No? Okay, cool.
No, we didn't tell Speedy what was going on. Because when you came in, that was when, or I guess you had heard through the wall, through, like, Strahd has Ismark. No, we can't go to dinner, but fuck, we need to go to dinner.
There was a werewolf outside the gates. It let loose a saber-toothed tiger into the forest.
This might as well happen.
It might as well happen.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. We're going back
Aren't
home.
going to turn into a were-tiger, are you?
I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of cool, but I don't know. I've still got some time left before the full moon. Figure it out sometime.
All right. Well, if you need someone to help you hunt down Laszlo, I'm bored.
I don't think the Melarescas would take too kindly for me to ask the person we're trying to protect to go out and hunt dangerous werewolves in the Barovian forest or the Slavic wood.
Last I heard, I was the one who hired the Malrescas. They can't tell me what to do.
I thought your brother hired the Melarescas.
Yes, well, he isn't here, is he?
Speedy's eyes just go, oh, he is up. Like you said, though. Oh no, Speedy wasn't there for that. Never mind. It was because it was Irina who told Kefris that she had a duty to stay here, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has basically said as much to you.
You have a duty to stay here and to stay as safe as possible.
Evidently, it's not safe for me here anymore.
You keep on doing that thing with my words, like put my foot in my mouth. Is that the expression?
A foot in mouth disease?
I don't think that's a real disease. I'm
I
sure
think
some
you're
people...
inventing it.
I'm sorry, what?
I think you're inventing it.
Anyway. I'll think about it.
We all have our demons.
This is going to be really
It's
awkward.
about...
With my parents.
I'm sorry, I think you cut out for a second. You just said, with my parents.
I said, this is going to be really awkward with my parents.
What, the werewolves?
Yeah. They hunt wolves for a living.
I'm sure they do. We don't have to tell them?
It feels like I have a duty to. I left
Right.
them with literally nothing this time. I said I was leaving, handed off a small child, and then ran out the door with Kefris.
I can see how that would go over pretty bad. Turns out your demons are a little more emotional than I was expecting, but I'll work with it.
Speedy smiles, and he probably hears the end of their conversation and opens the door.
Right. So, we're going to Vallaki. We would like you to come with us, Irina, if you would like to.
I thought that Vallaki was not safe for me anymore.
I don't know of anywhere safe for you.
That's what I said.
We it's up to you what you want to do. I think staying here would be safer. My brother thinks otherwise.
I see. Well, I just made a promise to help a friend out with some demons, so I think I'm going to be coming with you.
Good. Speedy, is there a way to get to Vallaki without going past the...
Might I see the map, please?
I know the answer is yes.
We could go the long way around.
Mhm.
Through Kresk. If we...
Right?
No, because R is the tower, no?
Yeah, V's the tower.
V's the tower.
Yeah. There's the tower, like Bartok.
The dotted line goes to the tower. The solid
Yeah,
line
okay,
goes
well,
straight to Vallaki.
Yeah.
We could take the long way. Past Lake Bartok, hitch that right down into what's Q? The road to Arginsvold's hold. Whatever. I can't. That has to be the longest fucking name, huh?
I looked at it, I was like, oh.
Arginsvold's hold.
How would one say that, DM?
I'm sorry. You want to go to Argensvathold?
No.
No, we wanna go into that path towards it, and then go to Vallaki that way.
So take the line SRPN.
Oh,
Maps, everyone.
so which road? Yeah, I'm looking at it. I have the map right up on my wall.
The long way.
You what you're trying to say is that you don't want to go by the wizard's tower.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you can do that.
Woo. Well, Jeffers is going to go to the Abbey.
Argensvathold is an entirely different cookie.
Yeah.
I tell you what, there ain't no little boy waiting for you there.
God.
Bye, Barry.
We'll be Kevris is going up to the Abbey to speak with the abbot.
Hey there, Abbott.
And then we will be taking off within 3 hours. So pack your things, Irina.
Does he want someone to go up with him?
Yes, please.
All my stuff is already in the carriage. So.
All right. Irina, Maybell, and I will fix the carriage. And yes. Here. Light reading for the road. I will hand him the letter.
Okay.
Do I know how to read?
Yes. Of course you do.
But
What,
I
you
will
think first she wouldn't have taught you how to read? God damn it.
yeah, I will hand that to him, and like for the road, not right now.
You're a hunter, not a redneck. All right. So Bartholomew and Kefris are going to go up to the Abbey whilst everybody else packs?
I had just left. Like, after I was done
damn.
with Silme, I said I was going to leave immediately and head towards the tower.
I
Or
can head
head
up there
towards the
after, so you
Abbey.
can do
Yeah.
his scene.
So I would have just
Alright,
gone by
go ahead.
myself. I assumed that it
Alright,
was
go
one
ahead
of
and
those,
chase him
like,
down.
he walked, like, Irina and Silme being like, sometimes there are inner demons that you have to deal with, and Kefris, like, walks out of the house and just...
I don't
towards
actually
the
know
Abbey.
what's going on at the Abbey, so I think it's fine as
Yeah.
Bartholomew's. I'm just steady walk.
Yep.
All right, cool. That's fine. So, Kefris, you make your way up the switchbacks of the Abbey. You make your way into the building. The guards will let you in, recognizing you. They seem very welcoming of you. Actually, they seem pretty happy that there's someone who is like them who is now coming and going, because it kind of gives them hope that they might be accepted in society one day. But they express this in their own quirky way.
I love all of them.
I know you do. And you are pointed to where the abbot is at this moment. And he's not in his normal place in the dining room where the bell tower is. He's actually hanging out in the surgery. And you will make your way down hallways filled with screeching mongrel folk to a darker part of the abbey. And you get this sense that there has been great suffering here, even before the mongrel folk, that there are there's just grim darkness, as though the screams of the people that have died here have not yet faded from these halls. And you will open the door to the surgery, and you will find the abbot is kind of sitting in a chair with his back to you, and there is a sheet covering what appears to be a body on the surgery table. And he's just kind of fiddling with something in his hands as you approach. Oh, Kefris, please come in.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anything, Father, Abbot.
I always have time for you, Kefris.
Well,
And he turns around, and you can see that in his hands, there appears to be a scalp into which he is sewing long, curly red hair.
I'm very glad to hear that. I was wondering, we are going to check on an old friend of ours in Vallaki, and I was wondering, I feel like I've been, ever since you saw what happened outside, and Kefris is like kind of more just looking at the ground, and like looking everywhere but the scalp that he is currently working on, and he'll say, I feel like I haven't been fully myself in a while, and I was wondering if you possibly had any ability at all to help fix that. In part.
I had thought that you seemed a little sickly. But you are leaving today?
We are leaving today, though not for very long. Might even be back later tonight.
I would very much hope for you to come back. I feel like there's so much I have left to teach you.
In all honesty, Father, there was something, or Abbot, there was something that I was thinking about. Do you think that the creatures would object if I called myself a Bellevue?
I do not. Not at all. I think that they would be very happy to have you in their family.
I think that my sister says I make a good brother, at least, so maybe act as a positive role model. Hopefully teach our dear friend, my notebook is not right here at the moment. It's right here. Hopefully teach our dear friend Clovis a little something about kindness, even to people that he isn't necessarily incredibly fond of.
Yes, I do think that that is a lesson that he could stand to learn. Well, I do hope I will see you and Maria again. I'm so disappointed. I used to have this book. I would have liked to have given you. I think that it would have really opened your eyes.
What was the name of the book? Perhaps...
It was more of a diary, really. Perhaps you'll find it one day.
Who's the author?
Oh, a Miss Tatiana.
All right. I will be sure to look for a diary of Tatiana. Do you know where the last place you had it was?
Well, I used to keep it in my office, but I've had many visitors since. I think that maybe the hermit took it.
Do you know where this hermit is?
But, oh, nobody knows where the hermit is. You only find the hermit if he wants you to. And he hasn't visited me in quite a while. But perhaps he needed it more than I do.
Perhaps. Mysterious ways and all of that. Well, I won't keep you from what you are trying to do, and should we return to Kresk again, either tonight or possibly tomorrow, I'll be sure to let those know that I've decided to take on their name.
I think they'd be very happy to hear that. And you are certain that you have to leave. You can't stay with us.
If I didn't leave, it would be the death of me. My sister would simply drag me off and cart me.
Very well, then. He just reaches out and puts a hand on your forehead. Be healed. And you're going to get your maximum hit points back.
Thank you, Abbott. And I holding in all of the just like, what the fuck? But like, I'm feeling better now. That is important. And I'll just kind of smile and nod as well, and just thank you. Thank you again. I promise I'll come back for my fellow Belleviews.
I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that. And if you find that book, do let me know.
I will be sure to do so. I have exchanged notes with Stetchen about other things. We could call it a book study of sorts. I actually do know of a friend who was trying to start a book club, so maybe we could actually invite them.
Excellent. I think you'll find it enlightening.
I'm sure I will. Thank you again, Father. Sorry, Abbott.
Thank you.
And then Kefris will just curtly bow and then make his way out. And as soon as he turns around, just, oh, this was a bad choice. This was a bad time. But if he sees Clovis, and if he sees any of the other mongrel folk, he was earnest about wanting to tell them that he would like to be a Bellevue among them.
Oh, certainly. You will pass by Clovis at some point, and he's actually just like really excited to see you. He's walking up. He's got his viol in his hand, and he's all like, "Oh, hey, Kefris, you came back to have a jam sesh, right?"
I actually came back because I would like to let you know that your family just got one bigger.
You!
Yes.
You're a Bellevue now!
The abbot
Oh
has...
my god, that's...
The abbot has given his blessing for me to join your family.
Well, I don't know what to say. That's just, that's real, hold on, I'm gonna need a moment. And he just, like, walks away, and you hear a cork pop. Glug, 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 glug.
And if he comes back at all, Kefris will just say, let the others know that I'm here by your side. Even when I'm not with you, I'm still here with you.
Wait a second, you leaving?
Just for the day. I'll be back.
Okay, good, because, man, you've been like a brother to me.
And you've been like a brother to me as well, Clovis. You remind me of my younger brother.
Wow.
Don't worry. We're family now. Family sticks together.
Sure does. Especially when they're stuck together. He hands you the bottle to take a swig.
I'll drink with Clovis. I'll exchange a wine gulp.
That's great. And as you
God, I hope it's wine.
as you get close to him, you can see he's kind of rosy cheeked from having evidently drunk for most of the morning. And you see the little baby head on his shoulder, like kind of like peek its eyes open a little bit and then wink at you.
And Kefris will just very like customer service smile, just wave back.
Amazing. Meanwhile, outside, Bartholomew has encountered all of this shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Kefris, you will find Bartholomew standing in the middle of a courtyard with just mongrel folk kind of screeching around him, and like Marzena, the girl with the bat wings and the spider mandibles, is now perching on her on the post that she's tethered to, and she's just kind of like staring at you as you walk by.
It's that scene from Jurassic World with the raptors. Bartholomew's like, what? Huh?
He's Pratt keeping all of the mongrel folk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If I probably have a ration, but I'll take one out and I'll throw it to Marzena, just like in her general vicinity.
She'll fly up in the air and catch it, and then land already kind of
what?
nibbling on it.
Oh.
Actually humanoid eyes kind of peering out from behind her hair, and she just fixes you with that human stare. And you can see that like the eyes are glassy, as though she's been weeping.
And I'll just smile I'll smile towards her, and I will say, don't worry. I'm a member of your family now. The abbot has given me permission to do so. I'll make sure you get fed.
She will break her ration in half and then toss a little bit back to you.
And I will nod towards her and then take the first bite if she's like, is this poison? If she thinks it's dangerous, I'll eat the first bite and just be like, it's good. Hardtack, wolf jerky, delicious.
No, she's definitely trying to share it with you.
Yeah. No, I will enjoy in this shared ration with the spider bat girl. And then once the ration is shared, I'll just kind of bow curtly towards her and then walk towards Speedy and say, let's go, let's go, let's go. I can explain on the way.
I have a lot of explaining to do, Malaraska.
Oh, please call me Bellevue.
What?
I'll explain on the way.
Okay, Bellevue.
See? He's already accepted me. Yes.
It seems that word has started to spread among the mongrel folk that Kefris is a new Bellevue, and like just kind of whispers and stares, and eventually there is a slow clap as you leave the abbey.
My sentiments exactly, Magic.
that is Frankie.
What? Oh, right.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, Speedy, I know that when we came up to the Abbey earlier, we did a lot of things outside of the gate. Inside of the gate is a little bit different, as you may have been aware.
He holds his finger up to Kefris's mouth. You should probably tell this to the others too.
Everyone knows already?
What the fuck? I'm supposed to be your guide. I'm supposed to be the person that first
Sketchin and
finds
Irina
out.
came with me, so they saw it all firsthand, and then I told Silme earlier, because I had to tell her why I didn't feel safe with Irina being in town.
I was going to leave her here.
Yeah, and you all know who said, oh, this is probably a really bad idea. Fucking me.
Bad idea. Let's go.
Yes, that is why. I agree. Let us leave. We are all on the same page.
As you make your way down the switchbacks, you can hear Otto Bellevue, one of the guards at the front of the gate, giving off his distinctive laugh.
I'm not even going to ask.
Good day, brother. Just continue onward.
All right. So, you guys get back. Silme, Irina, and Maybell have already packed up the carts, and your horses, Chestnut and Trevor, are already put up on... are already hooked straight to Vallaki?
Yes.
Yes.
Silme's gonna write a letter and have Speedy read it and see if it's acceptable as far as Vallaki or Barovian standards, so she can send it to Strahd.
Oh. You're sending a letter to Strahd.
This part is a no.
Why not?
Because yes, Strahd has spies everywhere, but I don't want her to know where exactly we are. There is like a communication delay, I hope.
Well, I just want them to know that we are going to be there in a certain amount of time, so it's not... We need to announce when we will be arriving. What should I just say? We will be there in 2 days or in a day?
No, are you trying to accomplish Barovian networking?
Could you just omit the fact that we're going to Vallaki?
I feel like she found me here.
You know, it was more for me, but fine. I think this is okay. I'm not actually like Barovian nobility, so I don't know the customs and standards, but this is nice for a fuck you.
Brother, before I post this when we get to Vallaki, we have to go see Strahd.
I'm aware.
This is when
Are you
Irina
discussing this openly in front of Irina?
No, we are not. We are not. We are not.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so I have written a letter that says we will be there. We'll leave Vallaki tomorrow and head to Barovia. Therefore, we will be there tomorrow night. Does that? Or should
Why
we
are
give
we
myself?
heading back to Barovia?
Isn't that where the castle is?
No.
No.
I mean,
No?
technically, yes,
sort of.
Barovia being this whole place, but the castle was over on the hill. Barovia was a small little thorp down by the wayside.
But it is. It's not within the city of Barovia, but it is.
Nation of
This-
Barovia.
It's
Isn't there
visible
a
from
city of
Barovia.
Barovia also?
There is a small town called Barovia in the country of Barovia.
Yes,
Sister is talking about the small fort town of Barovia.
where the castle is not located.
The castle overlooks Barovia. Are you opening up your map?
I am.
The
That's what I
castle
meant.
overlooks Barovia. The castle is visible from Barovia. But if you would follow the Old Svalich Road east, it will fork off and go directly to the castle, which is marked with a K.
Right.
And the other one will kind of meander southward and then eventually go through the village of Barovia.
Keep it up. No, we will get to the castle. I didn't say, but I meant we will get there that night. So tomorrow night we will have dinner.
Tomorrow evening, we will join them for dinner.
Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page.
Okay. Since we are
Bring
also...
or not.
No.
Because if no one is with Irina, that's just a
That
perfect
is-
time for Strahd to send people in to
That is why we are going to Vallaki. Vallaki has the one safe place in this entire God's forsaken land, which is the church. So, once we get to Vallaki, we are going to figure out what the situation is and how best we can achieve that level of safety.
Right.
Right.
All good?
All good.
If need be, do you think Irina would be up for possibly cutting her hair? Maybe changing, like, disguise a little bit to not look like Irina? Or anything like that?
I mean, we have to
Irina
ask her.
steps out from behind the carriage. What is wrong with my hair?
Honestly, nothing. It's gorgeous. But if we are in a situation where we need to have you put on a disguise, you're one of the few red-headed people in this entire land.
It's really more of an auburn.
I am not good at colors. Anyways,
Like the school.
if it came down to it and people were looking for somebody with long auburn hair and other features, could we possibly convince you to cut your hair so that way they're looking for a long-haired person, you would be a short-haired person, put on
As
disguise.
you're saying this, she's just putting her hair up, like just kind of like pulling it back as though she's going to put it in a ponytail, and then she just takes a knife out and
Whoa, oh, I see that.
and then just holds it out to you.
I will take it. Just
We should probably burn that.
okay.
Can we go now?
Yes, let us leave.
Yes.
Lights a fire in the middle of town.
So yes.
All right, Irina loads up.
Also, sister, I may have asked the abbot about. He was able to cure me, but I did promise something in return. I didn't want it to be empty-handed.
Okay.
I've asked to join their family.
What does that mean exactly?
In the Abbey, there are those who are suffering greatly, the creations of the abbot. They need somebody to look to for hope. So I said that I would take on their last name.
Oh. Like,
Bellevue is what they prefer.
so, like for real? Or like you said you were going to...
If I have to do
This
this.
conversation will be going
Yeah.
on while you're in the carriage.
Yeah.
This, I feel, would have to be for real. Mostly because if I told them that it was a lie that I was adopting their name, then the heartbreak that they would feel if they found out that it wasn't real, that's the only thing that they have hope for. They can never have hope for a normal life. They can never have hope for being anything greater than guards or people inside of cages, some of them.
I
But-
guess that's the noble thing to do. But you know that you will lose everything in doing this.
That's fine. I had to give up everything already when I went and joined the clergy,
All right.
so it's really no difference to me. One name or no, I'm still your brother, but now I have quite a few other siblings to look after as well.
Oh my god. Mother is going to be so upset. No one is going to carry on the family name.
No. Well, that's actually not. Well, our family name, yes, but our younger brother will still do as mother pleases of carrying on the bloodline,
Right.
making sure that we're still a family after all.
I was about to say, why don't you just do the thing with the hyphenated, like Kefris Bellevue Malreska?
It doesn't work like that when you're a noble. It's either one or the other.
It's true. One has to show dominance.
Yeah.
It's like an alpha dog in a pack, but with names. It's the alpha name.
Right.
Or why don't you just T-pose?
We could. Anyway.
As this conversation is going
Yeah.
on, everybody give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Boys.
Jesus. Get out of here.
There's
You're making the world
6.
terrible.
What are you talking about? 12.
13.
13? All right. Silme, you are the first to notice this, but it starts off as just like one spot up in the branches of a tree along the road. And then that dark spot becomes, you see it again, and again it becomes more frequent, and eventually you realize that the trees are just weighed down with little fuzzy creatures hanging from their feet from the branches, and the road is just lined with bats, just weighing the trees down like weird fuzzy fruit.
Yes.
All those bats.
Are you up front with me?
I'm peeking my head out the door.
Oh, whoever's up front with
Yeah,
you,
there's
I'll just like.
there's a window in between.
Yeah.
Here's one window.
So like,
I'm just gonna punch them in the shoulder. Get inside. Get inside.
Oh, fuck. Silme climbs out the front window and like pushes her bustle through, sits on the front seat, and closes the window and holds up the piece of paper. But
Okay.
if they're with her, then they can just take it, right?
Sure.
as you're saying that, a bat swoops down and just takes it out of your hand and flies off into the mist and disappears. The rest of the bats just stay in the trees and do nothing but regard you with their beady little eyes.
It's fine. She said that we would be traveling without problem. We'd be protected on the road.
All right. And the trip to Vallaki is a little less than 2 hours. Barovia is actually a very small place when all is said and done. But they do not accost you on the road. However, they do just sit and watch. Finally, you see the familiar western gate. And you arrive at Vallaki. You see the walls, which are made of sharpened logs. What are those called? Palisades? It's really more of a fort than a village. And you also see the wolf heads that have now begun to rot into skulls that are just laid on pikes outside of each gate. And as you approach, the guards see you coming and will come out to welcome you, or, read, check to see who it is. And, oh, Bartholomew! Hey, welcome back!
Hey.
I heard that you're a father. Congratulations.
Just looks over to Silme, staring daggers at her.
First, she's gonna be real proud. I know that he's gonna be a great grandpa. So good to see you again.
Silme crawls back through the window.
Is Arbel with us?
No.
No, she
You
went
did
with
not
Session.
bring Arbel with. She was left in Kresik.
Okay. I hope you can turn Maybell into a small child to explain. Or I could
Well,
just tell them that we were panicking.
If I am with child, then I wouldn't be having a child for a while, right?
I'll just.
I'm sorry, was that supposed to be a secret?
No, it was just. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's all over town now. Sorry.
No.
We were going to have a gender reveal, and I feel so upset right now that I cannot have this. Excuse me. Shh.
Sylvie's just on the front seat with her hand over her face, blocking the view of Bartholomew.
Yeah, as you go through, like the guard just kind of gives you a thumbs up. It's just like, congratulations.
What are we going to do about that?
Just tell them the truth. So
Oh,
everybody.
by the way, today's festival is going to be in the town square as normal.
Wait, so I heard the Burgomaster. Who is it now?
Oh, yeah, so
We've been
a
gone for
lot
2
has
days.
happened since you've been gone. So Vargas, God rest his seat, he bit the green weenie. Nobody really knows how it happened, but
Wait, what do you mean nobody knows how it happened? Was he alone in his house in the woods?
he it was the strangest thing. He had a party. Evidently, he went upstairs, and they just found him dead a few minutes later. Nobody really knows what happened.
It sounds like if we stuck around, we would have had a cool murder mystery.
Sure was a mystery.
Okay, thank you.
Anyway,
Bye.
so like Lady Wachter has really stepped up in our time of need, and she's kind of taken over. The poor wife of the Burgomaster, she's inconsolable, so she's been living with her brother, Father Lucian, in the chapel.
Lovely.
And so far as I know, their kids are still in the house. But
Oh.
yeah, Lady Wachter's in charge now. Go figure.
Amazing. Okay. That's not any better.
Is it not? She seemed nice.
Well, she says that she would rather have work with the devil than actually have a Burgomaster like Vargas.
Oh shit.
So let's go. Third time's the charm.
All right, so where do you intend to go?
I guess we'll park up by my house and then take Irina over to the church.
I should probably take her straight to the church.
Take her straight to the church and then come back around.
Okay. So in order to get your carriage over to your house, having entered from the western gate, you are actually going to have to go by the central courtyard, unless you intentionally went down some back alleys to get around.
I don't think the cart would fit through back alleys, so we'd have to.
It would be really tight.
I'm not a good driver. You're good, you're good, you're good, and stop.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches later. What do you do?
I guess the only possible way, the only way we go through is through the central square.
We'll just make Irina stay. I mean,
Maria.
Maria stay low, or draw the curtains.
Yes.
I'd rather have her draw the
What are you talking about? I cut my hair. I am invisible.
No one will know who she is. Please draw the curtains.
As she says this, her now bobbed hair is kind of over one side of her face, and she's just kind of leaning out the window.
We'll just draw the curtains and go.
Ah, yes, it's time for incognito mode. Curtain. So you guys go straight through the middle courtyard, town square.
Unless Kefris doesn't want to, he's good.
I will have my maul at the ready just in case.
Through the center.
Alrighty then. Leo,
Yes,
it's been a few days.
it
It's been
has.
it's been an eventful few days.
Another parent died.
You just keep on going through them.
Yep. Who's next?
Who's next? Good question. Let's find out. So,
Sylvie wanted to adopt me, so
we might be able to make that happen. Um, so I know I said as they entered that today was the day of the festival. That is incorrect. Lady Wachter has called everybody together at this time to announce that there will be no festival. In fact, there will never ever be another festival. And at this point, that this news is met with cheers and applause. And Lady Wachter is actually standing up on a platform that is usually used for executions, or for putting people in stockades to humiliate them. And she had made, in the past few days, she had made a big show of releasing people from the stocks and being like, oh, yes, I found this poor man. He was locked up in the closet of the Burgomaster's mansion, and he was so tortured. I just had to free him. And this would have been Milajov, the gravedigger, whom she released publicly to much applause. And it seems that she's really hitting it off with the town. Among other things that she has done, has been to legalize magic, which was also a huge thing. And today, the goal of the order, or the order of the day, is to burn this gigantic wicker sun that the Burgomaster was getting ready for the festival the following day. It was never actually finished on account of the fact that we were all a little bit distracted by his sudden death. But she makes a big, huge show of announcing all of these things. The half-finished wicker sun is brought out, and she uses her magic to set it ablaze, and everyone begins to cheer. Where are you during all of this?
probably in some shady area, just trying to hide. Because I
Right,
think
just-
you informed me that Izik's become overprotective, so trying to avoid him.
Yes. Izik has, since another member of his family has died, he has become quite protective of you. He would much rather you stayed in the house, but you are also very well versed in escaping and not being seen. And Izik is also here at this announcement, standing off to the side with all of the rest of the guards, and just kind of keeping a watch over the crowd. And it is at this point that you will see a familiar carriage turn the corner and just kind of try to skirt the outside of the crowd. And it's a little difficult because pretty much everybody in the village is here, and they're all just kind of piled around the town square. And they kind of have to, sort of shove their horses through this crowd, but, trying to make as little commotion as possible. But you do recognize Bartholomew driving the carriage.
Trying to remember how I held that terms with Bartholomew. The direction they're going, is it going to go anywhere near Izik?
No, they're not going to go anywhere near Nizik. Or, well, they're going to try not to. They basically just come in from the western part of town, and they're trying to turn onto the northern main road, or the northbound main road, which is going to be basically behind Izik and out of his line of sight.
Okay, I'm gonna follow the carriage and make sure Isaac doesn't see it. And if he does, try and run interception.
Alrighty. Give me a stealth check to move through the crowd without drawing his attention.
Ah, shit, that's a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Good
As you
rolls.
are-
Let's go. Oh, wait, I have the luck feature. The lucky one.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm
Would
using
you like
that.
to
because-
use one of
yes,
those?
please.
That's
Yep,
probably
that-
a good idea.
Brings me up to a 16.
16? Alright. Oh,
That's better than
if
a
I
1.
remember correctly, this Mo Sakura don't got high wisdom. Yeah, that will definitely beat it. So, you trip, and a bunch of people kind of step away from you, and like Isaac kind of like moves his head at that sudden, like kind of like a predatory bird. He moves his head to regard that unexpected movement, but by the time he lays eyes on that spot on the ground, you've already rolled back into the crowd and started to make your way to the carriage, which once again is moving very slowly. And you will catch up with it.
Okay, as soon as I know it's outside of Isaac, I will run and climb onto the back of it. Or, yeah.
All
I'll
right,
be a
you're just
ninja.
gonna climb onto the back of it?
Yep.
All right, does a 16 beat everybody else's passive perception?
I'm on mute.
Oh, my passive perception is 16.
Okay, Bartholomew, you notice Leo hop onto the back of the carriage.
Do I see Isaac coming?
Isaac is not moving. He is still just kind of watching the crowd.
If you're up with me, if somebody's up with me,
Yeah.
you just nudges her, tilts his head back to Leo.
Somebody like looks, and then she's go, and then she's, oh. Gives him a stay low. One moment.
I'm just sitting on the roof.
You're on the roof. Oh gosh.
I'm just gonna sit there.
Get down from there. Get down from there right now, young man. Isaac will see you, and then he'll see us. Get down.
No, we're outside of him.
We're good?
Yeah.
Come here.
Sort of like begrudgingly, and kids don't really want to, but it's like, oh no, I have to because an adult told me to.
Yeah.
Actually,
She'll hug him and like kiss his head and like fix his hair. Are you all right? I was so worried about you.
go. You left. Other
Did you
died.
notice?
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot about the second one for a second.
Well, good. Yes, a lot has happened. I know that a lot has happened here. Were
Oh
you?
no, you're pregnant.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, she is.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a long couple of days in Barovia. Anyway.
Not 100% what pregnant means, but apparently you are
And
it.
as you begin this conversation, the cheering of the crowd kind of reaches an all-time high, and Lady Wachter is putting her hands out to kind of quiet everyone down, and it seems that she's about to make another proclamation when a voice carries over the crowd, and it says, "What right do you have to take over this village?" And like there's like a mumbling and muttering about the crowd. Everybody kind of turns and looks, and Bartholomew, you recognize one of the hunters standing up on a barrel and regarding Lady Wachter. And she says, "I'm afraid there's simply no one else. I reluctantly I am taking on this burden." And the hunter says, "What about Fershi?" And there's kind of a mumbling amongst the crowd. And she says, "What about Fershi? As far as I know, he has no credentials." And like there's more mumbling about the crowd. There seems to be a new, like, since this has been suggested, there seems to be a few people who are like, yeah, what about Fershi? He's a pretty good guy, and like there are more and more arguments being brought forward, and Lady Wachter seems a little bit threatened. And then suddenly there is a shout from the other side of the crowd that says, "There he is!" And the crowd parts, and Bartholomew, you have just now reached the most northern part of the courtyard. You could basically book it now, but you see your father, this gigantic barrel-chested bear of a man covered in furs. He is got an armful of wolves on one arm and a humanoid body on the other. And he just slowly makes his way through the crowd as everybody begins to whisper, "Fershi, Fershi, it's the great hunter, Fershi." And he will lift that humanoid body. And he's a very tall man. He's also very strong. So he's able to lift this human man who, like, a man is not a light thing to lift. He lifts it up by his petard, basically hoists it by his petard. And you see the telltale scar across his face. It is Laszlo, dead. And Fershi will throw him onto the fire.
No! Sylvie audibly goes,
now they will go on break.
Yes, excellent. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who has decided to stick with us so far. We're gearing up for a very spooky Tuesday. LB she's having a frighten right now, which is perfect because Curse of Strahd. So we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, possibly go to bit.ly/adventure-merch, pick yourself up something nice, or consider leaving us a review. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you like about the show. I enjoy reading all of the YouTube comments, which I know that I shouldn't do, but so far you guys have been really positive and receptive. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. So till we return. Bye-bye, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We have just gotten done with our break, and we saw Fershi, Speedy's father, single arm shot put to the body of Laszlo into a fire as Silme cried out "No!" into a crowd because of it. That's it. Kefris is still in the cart. He doesn't know what's happened.
Yeah. Silme just hands on her head, is looking at this in front of her, like stands up in the cart. Janae, you have to DM what's happening.
Kefris will like poke his head out and just ask, "What's going on?
Hello.
What's all the hub? Oh, hey, Leo, how's it going, buddy?
Do you look different than 2 days ago?
It's been a bit.
No, this is really me. Do you look different?
Yes, he
We
does.
needed him alive.
He's got horns
Theo is
sticking out of
alive.
him. He's got horns sticking out of his head, out of his shoulders, out of his back, and also he's got like more scales and such. He's looking pretty scary. All things
Try
considered.
and touch a horn.
I'll-
Bartholomew, since you are the one that is driving the cart, what is your reaction to all of this?
So one, the cart has been stopped.
Yaha.
Two, if Silme looks down, she sees a set of reins in her lap that had or if she stood, it fell. Bartholomew is somewhere in the crowd trying to make his way over to his dad.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Oh, we needed him alive, Kefris. Oh
But he is alive. Leo's right here.
no!
Speedy's just gone to see his dad. He's
The
alive.
the werewolf that bit. And then she's gonna look around. Are people staring at her?
Actually, everybody's kind of freaking the fuck out about the fact that first she just dropped like a ton of wolves and a werewolf into the fire. And like there is kind of an uproar in the crowd. They are starting to crowd around Fershi, and Lady Wachter has realized that she's kind of lost control in this situation, and she just got this intense glare as she stares down Fershi, and there is just absolute hatred in her eyes.
I am going to take the reins of the cart, kind of crawl up onto the front, and just say, we need to get to the church.
No, we need blood from a live werewolf that is now dead. Maybe he got blood on his clothing.
Yeah.
Ah!
Just.
I'm gonna jump off.
No,
and go
no.
after Bartholomew.
No, as soon as he tries, Sylvie's just gonna like grab the back of his clothing. No, you need to stay with us if that's okay with you.
Isaac almost killed your friend last time.
Fuck.
I'm gonna try and escape your grip, and
She'll let go.
Okay.
I'm off.
Leo hops
Please don't be moving fast.
Leo hops down and disappears into the crowd.
Oh, Peppers, we should stay.
Okay.
Wait, no. You should go take Irina back. I'm gonna stay. And she jumps off.
Who is Irina?
You mean Maria? The short-haired girl. She's new in town. Maybell, make sure you go with my sister.
Sure thing, Mr. Kefris. She hops down with Silme.
And I will do the thing that I said that all of us were going to do and take Maria to the church.
Sounds great. All right, Speedy. You are beelining towards your father?
Yeah, if like people getting in his way, he like shoves them out of the way.
Okay. Give me an athletics or an acrobatics to get through this crowd.
Gracias, my dear. Athletics or acrobatics?
Mm-hmm.
Go away.
Excuse me, sir.
Go away.
Uh, 9.
9. Okay. You're going to make it, but you're going to take an elbow to the nose, and you will take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Bartholomew thinks about slugging this person, but sees it's like a woman, elderly woman. Continues.
Yep.
This on the bed, please.
So first she like stands like a full head above pretty much everybody else, so he's pretty easy to pick out of the crowd and just get towards, but like the crowd is pretty thick around him and there is a lot of yelling. What do you do as you approach him? He's actually kind of quietly trying to like calm people down around him.
I guess Speedy takes his short sword, slashes into his arm, and just lights the electricity off of it, and it's like,
all right,
in a burst of sound.
Okay.
Can I make an intimidation check?
Go for it.
This one. Boo. 7.
7.
On different dice.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Wow, the crowd is so loud. For a moment, the people immediately next to you kind of like back away from you and grow silent. But the roar of the crowd begins again almost immediately. But you do attract the attention of your father, who kind of looks over at you. And you can see him mouthing your name, but you can't hear him over the din of the crowd.
Ew,
Leo, also give me an athletics or acrobatics check to get through this crowd.
This is going to be acrobatic because my athletics is -1. Okay.
Unless, of
so-
course, you have a different plan. You know, I'm not trying to tell you what to
I'm
do.
just.
Could I roll an insight check on to see if I recognize what my dad was saying?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm more.
Yeah, just screwed me.
Has Izek seen? I'm more just making sure Izek doesn't spot.
You're trying to make sure that Izek doesn't spot Bartholomew?
Yeah, because last time he kind of pinned him up against the wall and was going to kill him.
All right. So what's your plan for distracting Izek?
Leo don't have no plan.
What did you
Oh.
Bartholomew?
Go on, Bartholomew.
I'll go back and forth as needed. What did you roll?
21.
21?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely mouthed your name and basically is confused as to why you're here.
He's just gonna continue shouldering into people.
Okay. Back to Leo.
Okay. In the opposite direction of what the crowd is like, if Izek's facing the crowd behind him.
Izek is actually like trying to calm down the crowd. Like he's just kind of angrily barking orders and sending guards down to sort of like, you know, basically do the SWAT team thing to like to kind of like surround the crowd and tell them to stop resisting, to chill out.
Okay. I guess I will just stand in a place where I can keep an eye on both.
Okay.
And if he reacts, I will work out what I'm doing then.
I'll say you can climb up a lamp that like gets, it's like an oil lamp that gets lit every night. You can just climb halfway up and get your eyesight over the crowd where you can see both of them.
Yeah, I'll just chill then.
All right. So at this point, the crowd has kind of like split into two parts, and some of them are shouting "Wachter, Wachter, Wachter," and the other one's shouting "Fershi, Fershi, Fershi."
Can I try to make my way up to Fershi?
Yeah, sure. What's your plan there, sweetheart?
I need to speak with him.
Okay. How you gonna do that?
I'm going to I'm going to try and shove my way through. And if anybody gives me gruff, I'm going to say, I'm pregnant.
Give me a deception check.
A deception check? Okay.
With advantage because they know.
24!
24. Nice. I like it. All right. So basically, with Maybell's help, Maybell will actually like take off her apron and bunch it up and shove it up under your dress. And will help you out by being all like, make way, make way. Hershey's grandson.
We've been Veronica for 4 days. I would not be that pregnant, but okay.
It's not that big of a bump, but you know, you gotta convince them.
Yep. Okay. All right. Pushing my way through.
Yep. All right.
And if I get up to him, I'm gonna like make him come down to my level.
Okay.
And I'm just going to say, "Hi, I'm sorry. If you remember me, it's very important. I need to know, did any of his blood get on your outfit?"
What? My
What?
blood?
I need his blood. Your son's life is at stake.
Okay. Give me diplomacy check to see if you can get this across.
Oh, diplomacy's not a thing, right?
Yeah, you know, whichever one it actually is and isn't the 4th edition version.
16.
16?
No, I told her, I was like, yes, diplomacy.
Okay. He's going to get a very serious look on his face. And he will reach down, kind of like offer his hand to you. and he's going to hike you up onto his shoulders, and he will likewise hike up Maybell.
Oh!
And he's going to start wading through the crowd towards Bartholomew.
What's up?
He's going to wade through the crowd towards Bartholomew.
I will meet him halfway.
All right. He will hike you up onto his shoulders as well. It's getting crowded up there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
At this point, it is pretty clear Bartholomew is up above head and shoulders, literally over the crowd.
Mhm.
So Isaac will notice that Bartholomew is here now. Leo, you watch as Isaac is growling and barking at everybody in the crowd, trying to get them to calm down. And his head, like he kind of glances over and sees that, and then like glares and realizes, oh shit, Bartholomew's back. I'm gonna fucking kill him. And you can see him throw his cloak back, and his arm starts to crackle with fire. What do you do?
Have I seen him do this before?
Oh, certainly. He likes to do this to intimidate people.
Okay, using one of my meta magic things so I can suddenly cast my spell. Can I cast Hold Person on him?
Okay.
So that's a Wisdom save of 14.
Holy butts. Isaac, how wise are you, bitch? Not very. Oh. Well, that is a 5 on the die, so he rolled a 4.
Oh!
So Isaac starts to wind up with his claw, and you see the fire begin to form in this red, scaly arm, and then he just sort of stops, and you can see him just kind of like looking around, trying to like see what influence has suddenly paralyzed him. And now he is sufficiently distracted as Fershi just wades his way through the crowd towards his home. And Wachter will actually come up to him and scold him for trying to attack somebody whilst she's up on stage, because that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all.
And when I see that they're safe, I'll drop the...
All right. So first he makes his way, he breaks through the crowd, and people are cheering for him as he does so. Basically, Fershi for Burgomaster! And he will make his way back to his home, still with everybody up on his shoulders. Let's cut quickly to Kefris.
I am just taking Irina to the church.
All right.
Then, once we get there, unload. I'll give her I'll give her my cloak, so that way she can like put it up over her face, maybe add to the layer of the disguise that we have set for her. And then, if possible,
as you give her your cloak,
yeah,
she's going to be like, "You're covered in horns. What are you going to do?"
I'm covered in horns. What are they going to do?
She will kind of start taking off her blue scarf, and will wrap it around your head.
All right. I will accept this. So I have a blue scarf around me, and then she has my cloak. And then we'll head out, go into the church. And I will start looking for Father Lucian.
Okay. For once, Father Lucian is not in the place that he usually is. The church is actually very, like, sparsely populated at this moment, except for, just a few people who just kind of are always here. And instead of Father Lucian being out in the chapel, conversing with people as he usually does, he is squirreled away in his room. And as you approach the door, you can hear wailing.
I will knock on the door and say, Father Lucian, it's me.
I'll be right there. Be right there.
Okay.
And you can hear him quietly talking to whoever's wailing in there. And then the door will open, and you get a peek of a woman with curly gray hair with darker skin like Lucian, and she's just got like massive like mascara tears just like down her face, and she's absolutely inconsolable. And he will like that wailing gets louder for a second, and he shuts the door. Kefris, Maria, I wasn't expecting to see you here again.
Yes, we were wondering. We have some business to attend to in town for the next day, and we were wondering if you would possibly be willing to extend your doors to us once more.
Oh, well, of course, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're all doors are always open for the saviors of the bones of Saint Andrew.
And they're still here, the bones. Nothing's...
Yes, yeah, I check every morning. Check every night.
Excellent. That is preferential, to say the least. Maria here has been learning a thing or two about the lay skills that you helped show her as part of, and has actually been coming along quite well. So if you need any help with the people here, I'm sure that she would be more than willing to help out. And of course, I am here to help as well, as best as need be.
Excellent. Yeah, see, I never considered myself much of a teacher, but it sounds like she's been doing pretty well. And Irina just kind of gives him like the thin-lipped smile and just kind of nods at him, her arms crossed.
We'll do our best to help out these people. For now, we wanted to make sure that she had a good place to stay in the meantime.
Well, as I said, doors are always open to you. And then you hear another wail come from behind the door, and he's all like, if you excuse me, I gotta...
What?
She is just...
What happened to her? Who is that?
That there's my sister. Her husband kicked the bucket the other day.
My condolences about your relative.
She's just in here, like, being like, he said until death do us part, but it wasn't supposed to be so soon.
And Kefris just... If you would like, well, not necessarily her family. I do have some experience with that sort of thing, if you think that would help at all.
Do you know calm emotions?
I do not.
Yeah, well, I haven't had a chance to prepare it for today, so here we are.
Well, how about this? Do you have any cooking supplies here?
Yeah, sure do.
Maria, would you want to help possibly make some food, something warm, for our gracious host and his guest?
Maria gets like a 1,000-yard look in her eye, and she goes, I can certainly try.
And then I lean in, I'm not the best cook either, but at least we'd be doing something.
Two good bad cooks can probably put together make a slightly mediocre cook.
That's the spirit. Come on. And yeah.
I can at least make sure it's not poisoned.
Excellent. Perfect. And yeah, that is what I figured we would try and do, is console as we have this entire journey.
All right, cooking adventures with Irina and Kefris. Sounds great. Silme and Bartholomew.
Yes.
Papa, can you hear me?
You are riding on the shoulders of Fershi as he just quickly makes his way up the road back to his home.
I'm gonna try to squirm out and then like walk alongside him.
All right, you can certainly do that.
You may let us down now.
Oh, of course. And he will lift those two ladies down. Put them on
Thank
the floor
you.
gently.
Very broad shoulders.
Now, what were you saying? I could not hear you.
Did any of the blood from Laszlo get on you as you slayed him?
Give me an insight check.
You do know we hunt with crossbows.
I'm aware I need his blood from when he was alive.
I know, but you're asking if...
Insight?
Insight, please.
13.
That will be enough. His charisma's super damn low. He is keeping something from you. There is a look on his face that says, I don't know if I can tell you this.
Bartholomew's life is at stake. I have discovered, and she looks around, I have just... I have discovered the cure for lycanthropy.
His eyebrows shoot up. And he will say, not here, in the house.
Right. She kind of pats Speedy. I was like, Bartholomew, that's not right. Speedy's back as they walk in.
I mean, both is technically correct.
I know.
So you walk into the building.
Uh-huh.
He will shut the door behind you with a hard slam and a rattle.
Mm-hmm.
And he will lock the door. And he will whirl around on you and say, with great reluctance, I did not kill Laszlo.
Oh.
What?
I found him dead in the woods.
Oh, no.
Where exactly did you find him? Dead in the woods?
Somewhere between here and, Kaplau.
Can I roll an insight check to know which direction Sasha had gone in?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
10 plus, I believe that's a 3 or 4.
With D&D Beyond,
But D&D Beyond,
you can have your character sheet anywhere.
Yeah.
Even thousands of miles away from your own home.
That's a 13.
You reckon that a wild animal like that would be trying to get away from any populated areas? So she probably went deep into the woods or up into the mountains.
That happened to have been where Laszlo was.
No, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So
In between Vallaki and Lake Baratok, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
is where he would have found Laszlo.
I am so sorry.
he takes his father's arm and walks him towards where he thinks his mom would be. Probably
Alright.
like in the shop.
Yeah. She is not there.
Where is mother?
I do not know. I just got home.
I guess I'll wait to tell the both of you to save some breath. Prepare myself. That's a good one.
First, she will just kind of look down at you. It seems that he's starting to understand what you're getting at. And he will just kind of nod solemnly. Leo, Where are you going? What are you doing?
Just want to watch my brother.
Hmm?
Just watching Isaac.
All right. Well, hold person, I believe, is a save per round, correct?
Yeah, I dropped it when they got out of range if he
All right.
doesn't succeed. But I'm just seeing if he has to stay for the crowd or if he's gonna go.
Okay. As soon as Isaac gets his control of his body back, he is just going to absolutely lose it and just start throwing fire over everyone's heads, and putting the fear of the hells back into them, and disperses the crowd with great rage. All the while, Wachter screaming at him to stop.
Angry man. Oh, I really want to fuck with him. I really want to fuck with him. I really I'm gonna fuck with him. So is there like a rock or something on the ground behind him?
Oh, you can certainly find a rock somewhere.
Okay, using another one of my subtle ones. Can I cast catapult on that at him? Just try and hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah, certainly. Is there an attack roll?
It is a dex save of 14. Please hit him.
Lol. That's a 10, so it definitely hits him. Go ahead and give me some damage.
Oh, it's gonna be good, everyone. That is 19.
Ouch. Ouch, he does not like that.
It's gonna be fucking
So
great.
that rock flies through the air and beats him on the back of his bald head. He watches his head rock forward, and a bloody welt begin to grow, and it starts dripping blood down the back of his head. He seems winded for a moment, and then when he looks back up again, he's just like glaring around trying to find out who threw that rock, and he just literally starts throwing fire into the crowd.
Oopsies.
And people are really starting to scream and run now.
That can't look good for the captain of the guard.
Yeah, at which point, like, the guards start going like, fuck. And Wachter's like, what are you waiting for? Stop him! And all the guards just start to kind of like swarm around Isaac and say like, hey bro, chill out, bro.
Is there anything else I can do to fuck with this guy? Nah, there's nothing else I can do to mess with him that I want to. I could fireball, but I'd be just as bad as him. Yeah, nah.
All right.
I'm just gonna watch the show.
All right. You watch as this just like it basically turns into like a full-blown riot. Like it seems that mostly hunters are on board for Fershi, and mostly what you have come to realize are cultists are in favor of Wachter, and the rest of them are just kind of like common people that are sort of caught in the middle, and the majority of them seem to be supporting Fershi at this point. The crowd disperses with much fear, and Isaac is eventually dragged down and piled on top of by the town guard and taken away with Wachter just seething at him.
She's a big meanie. I don't like her. But if he's being taken away, then I'll go to Speedy's parents' house.
All right.
Because I've been there a lot lately.
As you do so, you will actually run into somebody, and you look up and you see the familiar face of Tereska.
Oh.
What are you doing here?
Saving your son?
We will talk about this later.
Yeah, I know, right? He just gets on his father's shoulders in front of Isaac. What an idiot. Like,
she is going to grip your hand in a vice-like hold and start storming with you back to Bartholomew's home. And as she does so, you can see that Myrtle is actually strapped to her back in like a little papoose. And she just kind of looks down at you and waves.
Oh. I don't like her.
You don't like who now?
Speedy's mum. Because she don't like darts.
Yeah,
Who's
she's
still in my hood.
Yeah, she's a little weirded out by darts. She just kind of gives her a little glare as she finds you. So, meanwhile, Kefris, you and Irina are trying your darndest to bake a cake or something, huh?
We're just trying to, I figure they probably wouldn't have cake supplies because eggs and milk and not being in Kresk. Kresk is a cake town. This is not so much. So it's more like if there are any potatoes and wolf meat that we could use.
More of a stew town.
Yeah,
you're right.
We'll try and stew it up.
All right, the two of you are going to roll survival checks.
Don't you need milk to make a stew? Anyways, we'll figure it out. 19.
Natural 1. What the fuck is a stew?
All right, well, this is... Wait, have you never had stew before?
We have to peel the carrots. Isn't that where all the flavor is?
Well, yeah, okay, so all of the nutrition is actually in the outer layer of the carrot, but it's fine. It's just... Here, follow my lead. Oh, shit, don't cut yourself.
God. All right. So, Kefris, you spend most of your time in the kitchen trying to make sure Irina doesn't hurt herself. And the two of you are able to wrestle a mediocre dish out of this kitchen.
Hey, as long as it's warm and it's properly salted.
It's warm, it's properly salted, and there's only a little bit of dirt.
That's perfect. This is way better than anything I've ever done myself.
Excellent. So Silme, Bartholomew, and Fershi are just kind of waiting in silence for Tereska to return home. Is this just kind of a like a pregnant pause? Forgive my phrasing. God, speaking of which, Fershi's just kind of sitting there with his hands folded, and he kind of mumbles to Silme. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
God. Yeah, and as you say that, the door will open and Tereska will bust in, holding a Leo at arm's length.
I didn't do anything wrong.
She'll
Well,
just
now I
kind of
feel like you did.
scoot him into the building and then shut the door behind her.
I wasn't anywhere near him when he got hit.
Come here. Come sit with me.
And she will look surprised to see Bartholomew here. And she will walk up to him and just kind of grab him by the face and inspect him.
Told you I saved him.
What are you doing back in town?
Sightseeing, for one. Also, we have a dinner to go to at some point, and it's in the area.
I'm sorry?
Don't worry about it. I'm here now.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
And she'll just kind of like ruffle your hair and walk away. Are we having guests for dinner again? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I cooking for people?
I need to speak with you and Papa.
She just kind of stops in the doorway of the kitchen, and she will turn and glare at Fershi, and Fershi just gives her the saddest eyes. And she just kind of looks at him and then looks at Bartholomew. And she just kind of shakes her head and puts a hand over her mouth and looks down, blinking. And she doesn't look at Bartholomew, but she makes a gesture for him to follow her into the kitchen.
Are you going to do it alone?
Yes.
Would you like me to come with you?
Sure.
All right. I will follow.
Okay.
Just kind of motion for Maybell and Leo to just wait.
Okay.
Okay, bud.
Maybell will sit there for a second, kind of realizing the gravity of the situation. And then she will sort of get down onto Leo's level and be like, "Oh, it's been a while since we've seen you, Mr. Leo. How's it going?"
I didn't hit him.
I'm sorry?
I didn't hit Isaac. That wasn't me.
Why would you say something like that if you hadn't...
Because he got hit and people may think I did it, but I didn't.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
the deaths of the civilians is not my fault.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the other room. Bartholomew, what is wrong?
I'm sorry, Mother. I cannot hear you.
Bartholomew, what is wrong?
Bartholomew holds her hands. Remember when I thought we were unsure about who was bit earlier this week? When we were up at we were at Lake Bartok, right?
That's the one.
We were by Lake Bartok, and Laszlo appeared. And he definitely bit me in the leg.
Sometimes it doesn't take.
I know, but in case during this trial it does, I want you and Father to know.
She's going to kind of steel herself, and you can see your father's eyes are actually 100% glinting and welling up with tears. But he's just got so much hair that they basically just run into his beard and disappear.
Do you want to tell them about the cure?
You told my father about knowing it.
Maybe if we go find out where he was killed, we could find blood spatter or something.
It would take too long. Depending on the time he was killed, the blood dries.
We might not need it wet. I don't know. It'd be worth a shot.
Silme says that the cure to lycanthropy lies within a spell she can cast, but one of the components needed is the blood of the werewolf who bit you.
And he needs to be alive.
Both of your parents seem to take this in. And Tereska, she is just kind of a ball of rage and grief, and there's this nervous energy about her, and she just shakes her head and looks up at Fershi, and he just shakes his head slowly at her. Bartholomew, promise me you will wait until your trial.
Yes.
And until then, it never happened.
He nods his head.
She just kind of grabs him by the head and gives him a very protective kiss on the forehead. And then she pulls away, clearly trying to brush away tears. And she says, "So, are we having people over for dinner or not?"
Yes.
Of course. All right. I need you to peel carrots.
He's putting on an apron, tie it on.
And like Fershie is just kind of a bulwark of like he's a very solemn man, just kind of standing there as Bartholomew and Tereska begin to like move around him in the kitchen and get to work. And he just looks down at his hands and walks slowly out of the room.
Silme starts to do anything in the kitchen. She's gonna pick up a potato and start chopping it, but not peel it. She doesn't actually know how to cook, so she's just there for moral support.
Okay.
Did
All
she
right.
get the dice out that I dropped? Thank you.
Is there anything in particular that Leo and Maybell talk about during this time?
Leo is just trying to explain to Mabel how other people's reactions is not his fault if it's something he didn't do.
Alrighty then.
So the death of the civilians is not his fault.
Okay. Kefris and Maria will have finished making some sort of terrifying what do they call it in Breath of the Wild? Dubious stew? Dubious food?
Dubious is a good word to describe it.
That will be delivered to Father Lucian, who accepts it reluctantly and gratefully, with a lot of grace, I should say. What will you guys be doing afterwards?
Probably clean up, have some food for ourselves since we haven't heard about dinner plans otherwise.
All right.
And then see about, because Father Lucian said that he wasn't necessarily good at the teaching part of religion, and he seems preoccupied, but there are still people here that could stand to hear a good message or two. So I think if people show any interest, Kefris will try and speak to them, but if not, he did have a thought about wanting to talk to Irina in one of the rooms.
Okay. At some point, people start getting ushered into the church with like sporting burns and injuries, as it seems that like the news is that Isaac went frickin' nuts in the town square, and people have been hurt and are in need of emergency support. And Father Lucian is torn away from his sister to go and apply healing to them.
Yeah, I'll definitely help him out with healing those people.
All right. And you said you wanted to speak to Irina.
Yeah. So if possible, so after helping them out, do you want me to make a medicine check for it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And also, like, since you're planning on doing some preaching as well, a religion check wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Okay, so medicine was a 12.
Okay.
Religion was a nat 1.
Religion was a nat 1.
Yeah.
All right. People don't understand anything about this Ilmater crap. All they see is like your weird, creepy gecko hands, and they're all like, "Oh God, Ilmater turns you into a monster." None of that, please.
Damn it! This is the opposite of my message. That's fine. So then...
Meanwhile, Irina's behind you like, "Who wants stew?"
That's fair. And then after failed religious teaching, Just again off in a room of some sort. I would ask if so we don't know whether or not Izek is possibly going to come through here. If so, I will offer to give her a more boyish cut than just like, haha, I cut my hair in one fell swoop and now I have a bob. Like, we could try and pretend to get her to look more of like a man rather than a lady.
I thought this was how you did your hair.
Sometimes. But usually I have somebody help me.
Okay, fine. She's going to sit down and offer you, I don't know, I suppose you guys can get a hold of some shears.
Yeah. And then I'll take the time to just like give her a very like shorter, more boyish haircut. And then see about giving her more like larger clothing that will be more form concealing. So that way, like, if a bystander came by, they might suspect, oh, this is just another dude. Versus being like, wasn't that the Burgomaster's daughter from the other town over?
So if I'm trying to pass as something different from what I am, I don't think Maria is going to fly.
What name would you prefer? We can either workshop it together or we can just figure it out.
I really don't know. Let's think about it.
All right. Take your time.
Are you and Silme keeping something from me? I have a brother too. I know when people are keeping secrets.
Would it help if it came from good intentions?
It depends on what it is.
The same thing that it's always been. Same thing that I promised your brother the first day that we got here, which is keeping you safe.
She kind of lowers her head. You said you had another brother. What was his name?
His name was... I have to look in my notes real quick, because I totally don't know it off the top of my head, unless my sister does. Theo.
Oh, that's going to be confusing. Let's not do that.
His name was Theobald.
Mm.
Oh no, Theobald was my stepfather. His name was Theodoric.
Theodoric.
Yeah. He's a very, very kind, very smart child.
Yes, but Theo will be the short version of it. And we've already done Maybell and Arabelle, so we're not going to do Theo and Leo.
No, we are not. Which is
Jenny's another short name for it.
Sometimes we call him Dory.
Dory. Just keep swimming?
Well, he does love the ocean.
I think I will take the name of my father.
And what name was that?
It's in my notes somewhere. I'm sure I'll find it eventually.
Well.
I'll take my father's name. It'll be Indiro.
Indiro?
Indiro.
How do you spell that?
I-N-D-I-R-O. And it also starts with an I, so it should be easy to remember.
Well, I think that name would suits you very well, Indiro, and I just give a big wink.
Oh boy.
If it helps, I also recently changed my name, so we're kind of in it together.
Interesting.
I decided that I was going to become a Bellevue.
Okay. I can see why you did it.
They needed something.
No, I sound reluctant. I fully support this. I do think that they need somebody to look up to. And I think you are a perfect fit.
Well, thank you. My sister was a little reluctant, to say the least, at the beginning, but I think that she'll come around to it. She didn't really experience the Abbey like we did. I do want to go back, but I would also like to say I feel like my suspicion may have been right about not trusting the abbot while you were around.
Are you sure about that?
What was the name that Speedy said that you did not like?
Tatiana.
The abbot told me that if he still had a book in his possession that he wanted me to read it, so in his words all may become clear. That book was her diary.
As ominous as it may be, I feel like that is going to have some answers that I would be interested in seeing.
As would I. It is just the sheer frequency of these people who keep bringing up that name as more of like an object and less of a person. It just weirds me out. But if we do find this book, we can read it together if you like.
I would appreciate that.
All right.
Also, you were talking about how the abbot, you were concerned about him because Vasilka had the same color hair as me.
Yes.
Well, when I was helping to train her, the abbot would not shut up about how her hair was the wrong color.
That kind of corroborates with what I saw when I went into the Abbey today. He was in his surgery room and he was in the process of sewing new hair onto a scalp.
Oh, did not want to hear that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so part of me thought, in a slightly morbid way, well...
She just starts like rubbing her fingers through her hair, just like, oh.
Which is why, again, now that it is short, hopefully he is less interested in the whole thing. Because again, that guy, helpful as he was, very strange.
Oh, I will give you that much. He was very strange. For sure. All right, so are you going to be spending the night here?
Yeah.
Okay. He's just chasing him, I promise. He doesn't like being walked towards. He's very dramatic.
This is perfect.
God.
Come on, Franklin.
Oh, Frankie. He's been punishing us ever since we got back. How dare you leave me? All right. So, back at the Bartholomew house, at the Petrovich house, y'all are kind of sitting down to dinner. And Tereska has put another pot on the table and is starting to dish up and seems to be successfully repressing her feelings. And Fershi, however, is not doing quite as good a job. He's just kind of sitting on his easy chair, staring off into the distance forlornly.
This is just as good as it was the other night. I just thank you so much for having us for dinner yet again in your beautiful home.
As you say that, there is a knock at the door.
Bartholomew stands, walks over to the door, looks into the peephole if we have one.
There is a man in guard's clothes standing there, wearing a cloak.
I'm not here. I didn't do anything. Just
Do I
all
see a demon arm on this guy?
No demon arm that you can see.
Bartholomew opens the door. How can I help you?
The man does not speak but hands you a letter. It is addressed to Fershi.
Thank you. Closes the door.
The man just stands there as the door shuts.
Bartholomew walks over to Fershi. It's for you.
He looks surprised and reaches out for the letter, sees his name on it. Give me either Arcana or Investigation, Silme.
Oh. Oh. That's great. It's not. 10.
10?
Yes.
Okay. This appears to be you can recognize that there is an arcane sigil on the letter, similar to what Lady Wachter has sent you in the past. But it's different. You don't really recognize what it is. And first she will open the letter and look down at it and start to read it. And he reads it for a long time. And he just stays there looking at the letter and doesn't say anything.
What does it say?
First she does not respond.
Oh.
shouldn't have done that.
Wait, and somebody's gonna get up and not read the letter, but look at the rune better?
You come up behind him and see that the page is actually blank. And Fershi just doesn't seem to be responding to you. In fact, he appears to be paralyzed.
I'm gonna check his pulse.
He is still, like, you put your finger up to his neck, and what is everybody's passive perception?
16.
14.
11.
All right. Who got the 16?
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. All right. Bartholomew, you see shadows moving in the windows, and you see a large figure with a bald head just cut a silhouette across the night sky, and he lifts a rock and throws it through the window, and it just smashes. Glass flies everywhere. Fershi does not react, and Isaac will curl his demonic fingers around the window frame and begin to step in. Roll initiative.
That was not me. I thought he'd be arrested, to be honest. I thought we were all good. Oh. Yeah. Numero uno.
Solid.
So that brings me to a 4.
7.
25.
I really need to learn message.
Okay.
You guys are having a lovely dinner.
We made food for everybody. I gave her a haircut. We shared some stories.
All right. I'm sorry. Speedy, what was your initiative?
25.
Okay. Silme?
7.
7. Leo?
4.
Alrighty then. So this is the part. Oh, Speedy, your passive has gone up since I recorded it.
Has it?
It has. I have it down as 15, but you must have had like a stat increase at some point.
You're level 5 now.
My passive's always been 16.
Or is that did we have a proficiency hike since then?
Must have been.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'll have to update my notes. Okay. So at the top of the round, Speedy, Isaac is crawling in through the window, and your father is completely paralyzed in the middle of the room, just staring at a blank piece of paper.
Speedy pulls out his
Tereska is
crossbow.
kind of shouting from the other room, like, "What the fuck is going on over there?"
Yeah, so Speedy
Sorry.
pulls out his hand crossbow, snarls at Isaac, and he's gonna dump 3 bolts into him.
Okay, give it to me.
I hope. 16 plus 8, 22 to
Hits.
hit. Dealing 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Bonus action. Gonna fire again.
All right.
14 plus 8 is 22.
That also will hit.
And he'll take another 5 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Finally, that's that one. One more crossbow bolt. Natural 20.
Damn.
Gonna dump some shit into this man. 2 plus 10. 13 points of piercing damage into him.
Nice. Anything else for you?
If I have my move action, I'm gonna move defensively in front of my dad.
All right, you got it. These crossbow bolts just like thump, thump, thump in a line across his chest. And he will actually lift his demon arm to catch the third crossbow bolt in his hand. And you can see him wince in pain as blood begins to pour from it. And he just glares at you. From the other room, there is a commotion as Tereska silhouettes the kitchen door. And she says, "You." And she is going to reach over to where an umbrella rack is and pull out a longbow. And she's going to knock that bow and turn it on Isaac. "You come into my home." Oh, natural 1. And she has multi-attack, so here comes the second one. And that one's a 3. Wow. Wow, Tereska.
It's been a night for her, okay?
It has been a night for her. The arrows bury themselves into the window frames. And now it is Fershi who is going to attempt a wisdom save. And he remains paralyzed. Now it is Isaac who is going to finish crawling in through the window. And you can hear his heavy boots just crunching the glass as he approaches you, Bartholomew. And he says, "You took everything away from me." And he is going to throw a fireball in your face.
I counterspell that.
Do you have counterspell?
Yeah.
This is also, ranged spell attack. It sure is. Okay. Hey, Steven, I've never done a counterspell before. How does that work?
All right, so a counterspell, it actually says in the ability of the counterspell spell, but basically if it is 3rd level or lower, it is instantly countered. If it is a higher level, then it is a
10
spell save.
plus the spell's level.
Yep. That
Read
the
the spell.
caster has to save against in order for their spell to actually work.
Okay. What kind of save is it?
I believe it's an
Dex save.
No, it's not a dex save for counterspell. For counterspell, it
Okay.
is it's an intelligence save, I think.
Does not say anything here.
No, he has to, if it's higher than 3rd level, then Barry has to roll for it.
Ah,
Correctly.
Using
yeah.
a spellcasting ability. So it'll be charisma for me.
All right.
What's DC?
My charisma's not that bad.
So is it casting a 3rd level or higher spell?
Well, see, now technically this is a spell-like ability and not necessarily a spell.
Oh, then counterspell wouldn't be able to work on it.
Okay. It does say ranged spell attack, though.
Yeah, but if it is a spell-like ability and not an actual spell that he is using slots in order to be able to do, like if he has a cantrip, like Produce Flame, and he's using said cantrip, then that would be considered a spell. But because it is a spell-like ability, non-targetable.
In that case, I am going to defer to my resident rules monkey and say no.
Okay, so that use up a spell slot? Did I just do hand signals for boom?
Don't use the spell slot.
Okay.
I think that having been around Izek, you would have known whether or not you can actually counterspell this.
I probably would have tried in the past.
I can see that totally. Does a 21 hit you, Bartholomew?
Fuck no, don't. Yeah, dude.
Funny God. Here comes some damage for you.
Is it just hitting him?
It's just hitting him, yes.
Oh, okay, good. So it's not like...
I can hit everyone if you want. Fireball.
All right. That's going to be 14 fire damage, Bartholomew.
I don't want to be hit.
Okay.
All right. And Izek will then approach you, taking out his battle axe. And he says, I'm going to take everything from you. And at that point, another figure begins to climb in through the window. And you see it's that guard in the cloak. And you begin to realize that this cloak is, in fact, not a cloak, but a pair of leathery wings, which spread out as soon as he makes his way into the room. And the guard's clothes begin to rip and tear, and you can see that this is some sort of demonic creature as spines begin to grow out of its back like some sort of deranged porcupine, and it's going to swing its tail around and shoot it at Fershi. Now, Steven, once again, hold person. you thought you were going to be in this combat, but I'm running.
It's an automatic critical.
It's an automatic critical? All right. Thank you, Justice. I'm going to kill your dad. I'm going to kill your dad.
Good news.
Join the club. I've lost 2 of them.
Yeah, this stew, Irina, that we made, perfectly salted. I'm sure that when we see everybody, they'll be in such a good mood and we can feed all of them.
I'm sure no horrifying things are happening right at this moment.
Definitely.
I'm blaming
4
I'm
different
blaming.
dice.
Speedy's mother for dragging me here. I was going to go home.
Oh, so lucky. The D6s rolled 1s.
Did you say 56 D6s rolled ones?
I said the D6s rolled 1s.
I was gonna say, what the fuck, Danae? I advertised for you and this is how you treat me? Then
So that tail whips around and shoots a spine directly into your father, and it buries itself into his side, and you can see that it just catches flame, burning him. And he's going to take 8 piercing damage and 2 fire damage. And he looks really bad. Like, another hit like that, and he's probably not going to survive. So, after that, it is you, Silme.
Okay. Silme is going to turn to Beatrice. Right? That's the child's name?
I said Myrtle. I literally turned to you and went, Myrtle. And you looked at me like Myrtle.
Okay, right. Myrtle. I'm going to turn to Myrtle. And I'm going to say, quick, run to the church. Kefris is there. Get him now. And then she's going to turn and cast Ice Knife at Izek.
Okay.
So I need to make a ranged
Attack roll.
spell attack. I would like it to. He's not within 5 feet of anyone, correct?
He
his friend?
moved up to Bartholomew, so now he is within 5 feet of him.
Sorry.
Do it. He's a tough boy. He wants
Yeah.
to die anyway. He's a werewolf.
All right. That's a 17 plus 6. I've never hit with this one before.
He's definitely gonna hit.
All right. So since I'm casting this at 3rd level, he takes. Get out of here! I can't do math with people next to me. 17 plus. Can I have a d6, please? Can I have a d6, please? Thank you. Plus. He must make a dexterity save, please.
Isaac does?
Yes.
Or is that Bartholomew?
Both.
Both.
What's the DC I'm hitting?
14.
Yeah, he doesn't make it.
Me neither.
Okay, so he then takes, you guys both take 12, 15 ice damage.
Damn.
Sorry.
All right. This bloodies the Isaac.
And she's going to say, "Get out of this home this instant!" and make sure Leo, get to cover! And
he'll glare up at you and say, "Not until I take what was taken from me."
I am pregnant!
Who fucking cares? Okay. So Leo, it's finally you.
Hey, brother.
Oh, hello, Leo. Leo, what are you doing here?
You'll see Leo is looking quite pissed. He's just been standing there watching everything. And you'll notice that I'm going to be casting Chromatic Orb at 3rd level at Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of Leo doing the little hand signals properly, his shadow's going to be up behind him doing it instead. That's going to be like an older version of Leo doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chromatic Orb at 3rd level, come on, is a natural 20.
Damn.
Right there. I don't know if that's good or not.
Look at that.
See it, but yeah. So, do I roll double for spells? Does that do anything on spells or no?
You double all of your attack dice, or rather all of your damage dice.
Okay, this may take a while. Oh, so I'm just doubling the die. It's 5d8 on level 3.
Yeah, so you get to roll 10d8.
And I get to choose what damage you want to do to him. Not burning.
Welcome to the life of a spellcaster, Barry.
I'm 10 years old, motherfucker.
It's
being
1d8
cordial
for
with
every
you, sir.
year
That
of
language.
age.
Yeah. Okay, so first one's an 8. Second one's a 2. Oh, I've got 1 die. Okay, so just hold on.
All right.
Let me.
All right, I'll keep track.
7, 4, 1. How much is that? That's half of them so far.
That's only half?
2,
Oh, God.
4, 8, 8. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 5. 49 acid damage.
Holy butts. All right.
I promised my mother these people would not be harmed.
How did you kill your adopted older brother?
With a chromatic orb to the face. No shoulder to burn off his arm because I don't like that arm.
Okay.
So it dissolves across half of his body. And it'll just be pissed off Leo saying, I promised my mother these people would be safe.
All right.
Don't hurt my friends.
So Leo makes some arcane sigils quite clumsily with his little 10-year-old hands, and the shadow behind him. Silme, you watch these practiced moves of the shadow as a chromatic orb of acid appears in the shadow's hands and then flies off of the wall into Izik's arm, just absolutely burning into him and eating that arm away until it falls to the ground with a wet thud. All the while, Izik is just screaming as he is in enormous pain. And he looks down and watches as the acid begins to eat into his chest. And
as he's doing that, Bartholomew flips out his dagger, shoves it into Isek's head, and lights it with electricity.
Damn. All right.
Can't kill
Fuck.
him. This is for the civilians you killed, which I did not hit you in the back of the head for earlier.
So Izik looks up at you, Leo, and he's just, brother. And then that dagger finishes him off, and he sits there for just a second with his eyes burning into you, and then he slumps to the ground.
I turn to Demon Dude and be like, leave. So I can sit down and have dinner.
The demon does not leave. In fact, it opens up its frankly like kind of toad-shaped face full of fangs and just screams. Back at the top of the round, it's Speedy.
Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark, I fire a single crossbow bolt and hope for the best.
Indeed. All right. So, a Hunter's Mark is upon him.
18?
18.
Yeah.
That will hit.
So that's 6 points of piercing damage, 9 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And Bartholomew will step in front of his father. Well, he's still in front of his father. He'll drop the crossbow and sprint towards the monster.
Okay.
We learn nothing about being right next to creatures. I don't have that many things that are focused.
And
Fine.
missiles focused.
Fine.
I can still fireball everyone, don't worry. I can just... Whole house gone.
Excuse you, Sheets. My formula is fine. You're the one that's a jerk. All right. So you run up next to the fiend.
Yeah.
Okay. It just kind of screeches at you, and you can see it pulls a pike out from behind it.
Whoa, what?
And brandishes it at you. And then it is Tereska's turn. Like she seems a bit shaken by what just happened, but she's gonna just kind of shake it off and try to hit that guy with a longbow again. Fuck, Tereska, you just cannot roll tonight.
We are indoors, okay? It's a longbow.
God, that was a 2 and then a 1. All right. So she like brings back the bow, and like she sees Bartholomew run up to the fiend, and her shot goes wide, and then the next time she draws her bow, the string snaps. You just hear her cursing behind you, just like, motherfucker. Fershi is going to attempt to save again.
I feel like telling you to just stop trying to do anything. Yeah.
Your parents, it's almost as if they've had quite the emotional shock in the past few hours. Dag nabbit. All right, that's it for Fershi. The devil next to you, Bartholomew, is going to screech and then fly into the room. It has flyby, so it does not provoke an attack of opportunity. It is going to it is going to descend on your father with its teeth bared.
Doesn't need to hit. Roll to hit.
Oh, it's automatically a
Automatically a crit.
fuck. Okay, all right.
This was your life choice, Danae.
I'm gonna kill your dad. I'm gonna kill your dad.
You can blame the hunters for suggesting your father to be leader, okay?
I mean, he kind of
Hurt
suggested.
a lot.
complain.
5,
I feel like that room's condemned.
10. All right. So this devil just descends on him and knocks him over. And you can see him just take one huge bite out of his shoulder, and he pulls back, and you can watch his tendons start to snap out of his body, and blood begins to soak his furs. Silme.
Does he get to make a save when he gets attacked?
Not for whole person. It's the end of the turn.
Cool. Silme is going to why the hell not? Misty step next to this thing. Try to get between it and his dad. She's going to say, Leo, heal him! And then she's going to cast magic missile at 3rd level.
You can't.
Why? Oh, fuck, you're right. Can I walk over there? Is it that far?
You're saying you can't because you got next to him?
No, because if I use Misty Step, I have to use a lower level spell.
Okay. You can choose. Yeah, you can walk over. That's fine.
Okay, I will shift in front of him, and then I will cast Magic Missile.
All right, let's see
at
it.
3rd level.
Made sure.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I need 3, and then 2 more. So that's 9 plus. Well, it's cocked. Let's knock it down. Same thing. 9 plus 5, so 14 damage on that, and I'm directly in front of this creature.
Nice. All right. Tell me how you kill this thing.
Oh, solid. I want the magic missiles to like pierce into him and then him fly back out of the room.
All right. He goes flying across the room, and you watch his body just like land halfway out the window, and the glass from the broken window just pierces into his body, and you can see this black ichor begin to flow out of him and stain the wall, and it is dead. You are now out of initiative. Fershi is just lying on the ground staring at the ceiling as blood begins to pool around him. Meanwhile, Tereska runs up to him and tries to staunch the flow. Meanwhile, Kefris, you and Irina are hanging out, giving her a haircut, talking about what her new cover is going to be when Myrtle comes running into the room. Her eyes are wide, and her mouth is open, and it seems like she's trying really hard to speak to you. And you, like, she has never said a word before in her life. And she comes up to you and clutches your hand, and her lips are just quivering.
It's okay. And I'll just bring her into a hug.
And she's going to like grab you by the shirt collar and just say, "Father." And that's where we're going to leave off tonight.
Are you a father, Kefris?
We'll find out next week, I suppose. Well, how is that for an ending for tonight's session? First off, I would like to say thank you to Danae for running this incredible game. Thank you to Barry for being our excellent guest, and thank everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for this wonderful evening. So, Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, everybody. My name's Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do drawings mostly related to D&D and stuff on this channel. You can also find me here on Mondays playing Coriander the Eladrin Paladin, or here on Tuesdays running Curse of Strahd. DanaeKeener.com.
All right. And RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm RJ.
There you go.
Hey, everybody. I'm RJ here on the channel, but you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life. You can catch me here on Mondays, upcoming, as Calum, the Shatterkai cleric, during our homebrew campaign. Also here on Tuesdays as Bartholomew, where we gotta find out if my dad's dead. Don't How to Train Your Dragon to me, bro.
Spoilers.
Fuck.
It's been 5 years.
All right, so
Spoilers.
Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me at Dammit Barry on Twitter and just Dammit Barry on Twitch. Tomorrow, LB. Is it tomorrow? Is it on this week? I should know I'm running it. I've not. It's not on this week. Not on this week. Some week coming up soon. Don't know when. Back to Ghost of Saltmarsh on Wednesdays, Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes here as a 10-year-old. And I think that's all. I really have no idea. I killed my brother. Okay. I caused some innocent civilians to die by catapulting a rock into the back of his head, which he overreacted, okay? Just...
All right, and LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hello, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me here, normally alone, at LBHackEmUp on the tweeters. Mondays and Tuesdays, I am on Indoor Adventures channel. On Wednesdays, I play on Damn Bear's channel. On Sundays, I am going to be playing on Gaming Nights starting this week. We are doing a Monster of the Week game where I am reprising my role as Abby Wanzer. It's sort of a separate universe where she did not become a mutant. And then after that, you can find me at Pro Research channel doing the Cypher system. Yes.
I'm there too.
Yeah.
Steven.
What?
Steven.
Yes.
I need to add a special secret after the credits sequence.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
This'll,
Okay.
yeah, for all the viewers who stick around. So, I would like to say, hello, everybody. If you have made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, it is I, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, as well as kind of the community manager for all things Indoor Adventures E. You can find VODs of our stuff at youtube.com/Indoor Adventures, and we do the show again Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also have community days on Saturdays, but right now that's a little tumultuous because I know that this Friday I am going to be busy, or this Saturday I'm going to be busy. I don't know about the next Saturday, but we are going to still try and have community games because we bought some fun tabletop RPGs while we were at Gen Con, including one that is you are playing as broken toys in a broken world trying to defeat nightmares, or maybe you're interested in Eldritch Horror and World War I. Why not have both in the game Never Going Home? So we're going to learn how to play those games and then try and figure out at least how to get them onto the channel because I think they are very interesting. But we also have a Patreon set up if you would like to support the shows at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, where we do our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, the after show where we answer questions not only from each other but also from the community at large. And I'm still trying to figure out ways to give our patrons more things. So if you have suggestions of things that you would want from a Patreon, feel free to suggest them to me using our Discord, or just hopefully I catch them in this chat. But that is it for my spiel. So the credits finish rolling, screen fades to black, and then it opens up again?
There is a commotion in the Petrovich house as Tereska is trying to save her husband's life. Silme, you begin to approach them when a dark movement comes from the window and a bat flies at you, clutching a piece of paper in its claw.
Solid. I grab it.
There is no envelope. There is no pomp and circumstance. It is a simple scrawled note. It says, Silme, we will be ready for you tomorrow. See that you do come then. The pleasantries are cute, but let me be clear. I have all the time in the world. Ismark does not. Strahd.
She folds the letter, puts it in her pocket, returns to what's happening in front of her, eyes wide.
And that is it.
fun to unpack next week. So, again, we are going to go into Knights of the Courtyard because I'm fucking sussed. So, we will see you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.